Yo, boom, we're in here and we're talking about how to use social media to grow the farm business. So, if you are interested in social media, how to make money from social media, how to grow online business, or you are a farmer or you grow food, then this is going to be applicable to you. So, welcome in, fam. Much love. Trav here. Why am I presenting this? Because I want to help grow local food markets, I want to support farmers. And also because next week, or the week of November 8th, 9th, 10th, I'm going to be in the Hawaii Farmers Union Convention, and this is my presentation. So this is my warm-up presentation. I'm going to try to record the whole thing for you. It's going to probably have about 20 minutes of Q&A, and I'm going to try to record that and upload it the following week so you can get that. But you get a lot of useful information in here on how to use social media to grow a farm business and really to grow business in general. So, who am I? Why should you listen to me on this particular topic? You might know me from watching my videos. People at the conference probably won't. So, I've only been working in farming since 2015. It's my fifth year now. 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19th. And as a full-time worker for about 2 years. However, I've been made my primary income online since 2012, and as an online business owner since the end of 2015. Since the start of 2016, I've sold $200,000 of products through social media. So, who would like an extra $200,000 in sales? That's about $50,000 a year, right? So that's a disclaimer. I'm not a millionaire marketer, but even an extra 4,000, 3,000, who would want an extra 2,000 a month through social media part time? It's possible. So in this presentation, I'm going to share with you techniques that I know that work, that are proven, and I'm also going to share with you examples of things that are working in this industry very well from other people. Okay? So that's why you should listen to me on this topic. What have I sold? And how have I sold it? But I've sold trainings, courses, ebooks, memberships. I have this book out called The Food Life. It's my entry into education and agriculture. Although, especially memberships. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be talking about. But just so you know, I'm going to move this slide back up. The money that I make from social media is really not have much to do with agriculture. So I'm going to be talking about theoretical application and sharing things that other people are doing in agriculture. So yeah, just so you know, that's not where my money's coming from. It's coming from sort of a past life that I still do, but it's training for a really niche. That's not really relevant to talk about now, but trainings, courses, ebooks, especially memberships. Okay, so what's the problem in the farm industry? Well, local markets are too small. That's something I care about as an environmentalist and thinking about the future, the carbon cost of food. Local food in Hawaii, people estimate 5-10%. It's not much better anywhere else in the mainland. Only 50 years ago, 50% of food was grown in backyard gardens. I would like to get back to that. I'm not against big food systems, but belts and suspenders. It'd be nice to know that even if the boats don't come, we're still going to get fed. Right. Farm business margins are too slim. Farm business margins are so slim. It costs so much money and so much time to grow the crop, and you're selling it for just a minor markup, a minor profit. So if things go wrong, if your margins go up for some reason, you're selling at a loss, it's a hard business. Especially can you consider capital costs being so high? The cost of land, the cost of tractors, the cost of all this equipment and stuff, it's really expensive. And then another issue is, in general, since the capital costs are so high and since the margins are too slim, I would say small farms, but farms in general lack the lobby power and ad spend to raise the awareness that we need to raise. So those are some issues with being in the agriculture industry that I've noticed in my time working with farmers and comparing to other industries. So I think that solution a lot of the solution could be social media. I see some farmers already implementing this and working wonders for them. You can increase awareness so your customers know where you are, increase demand for your products and for good products. You can increase supply, and I'm going to talk about that. It's something that I'm really interested in. By bringing in new farmers, you can sell them education products at very high margins. So you increase volume of sales, and you can increase your margins too by selling a different sort of product in addition. So, all right, I have that disclaimer already. So how to use social media? What is social media? Well, together, this is the cool thing. We might not necessarily have the money to run major ad campaigns, but we have a collective power. We all have cell phones, and through our cell phones, we can generate a lot of attention, generate a lot of conversation. We can raise that awareness. We can increase that demand. We can let people know where we are and that we're out here. And the really cool thing about social media is targeted marketing, and this is a new emerging thing. You can get right in front of the right people for really cheap. You can get in front of people at the right location with the right interests. So the cell phone is extremely powerful. I'm going to be talking about different strategies, especially ones that I like. But so first off, big picture, there's three sorts of things that we're doing with social media. One is increasing demand for good food, and this is where I think most people are working on. And there's pretty good demand for good food. If you have organic, it's not hard to sell it. If you got good product, it's not that hard to sell it. But on social media, good food is aesthetic. It looks pretty. You can share the health benefits. You can share the lifestyle benefits, equate it to health and beauty. And all this, I feel like this is generally getting done. People are doing a pretty good job of this. This is maybe one issue where we struggle more is increasing local awareness. Okay, people know that it's good, but they don't know where you are. They don't know about you. So you need to let buyers know where they can get it. You need to let buyers know how they can get it. Say, yo, I'm here. That's Y&I Farmers Market. I work Y&I Farmers Market. Taking the day off to be here. And yeah, I like to post on social media and say, yo, we out here. And then people will show up and say, I saw the social media post. I know the food's good. I didn't know you were here, though, right? This is where I'm very interested in increasing the supply of food. So, like I was saying, I think one of the issues is that I would prefer, I don't know how many people feel this way, if we were growing more food locally. And that means to have more growers, so we need more people entering the market as suppliers. Why would you want to do that, though? Wouldn't that hurt you because you're increasing other people are growing more food and supply and demand? Well, when you're recruiting farmers, then you have an opportunity to sell education, like this book that I have here. So how do you even recruit farmers? I think showing the rock star lifestyle, like people who are trapped in their offices, in their cubicles, in the jobs that they don't really like, find it very attractive and appealing to get back to the land and being out in nature. And social media is really good at showing that. The day-to-day of a farmer is really good, and that's a strong selling point. And if you recruit more farmers, then you can sell information products to them. So that's one of the things I'll be talking about. Okay, let's talk about tools at our disposal and strategies for how to use them. I'm going to spend more time talking about things that I know, although I'm going to try to cover a wide range of them. So let's start with Facebook groups. I want to start with Facebook groups because for me, this has been the most profitable, and it's also been a really powerful form of marketing. When I say most profitable, it's the thing that I've sold the most of. Yes, people will pay for Facebook groups. Why will they pay for Facebook groups? Because people value networking really highly. People value tribalism really highly as identity. Many of you know Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory of human motivation, and he says at the bottom you have your physiological needs of food and shelter. Right above that is belonging. People are seeking for belonging, and Facebook groups is a way for people to belong to something. Online groups, Facebook happens to sort of own the group space. So let me give you an example. As you see, HFUU, Farmers Union, has a Facebook group, and I share this with Vincent, but the Farmers Union should have a Facebook group. I tried to join it and found it didn't exist because I wanted to see who else was going and what time rides were leaving, who is interested in the same sort of conversations as me. Didn't exist. And when I'm paying, or we're paying $25 a year or $50 a year, what are we really paying for? I want to pay for an exclusive membership, and that's an easy way to monetize as well. At the end of the year, I'm really not opening my emails, but if you tag me in a Facebook post with all these other people, say, "Hey, it's time to renew, or we're gonna kick you out," I'm gonna cough up that money, right? So you put people on $50 a year subscriptions, and they get the Facebook group for that. So here's some group ideas: farmers unions, local eaters. What if you had a group that was like a Wahoo Fresh Food, and then you had 10,000 people in there? How could you monetize that? Well, you could. Well, the next slide is monetization. But just imagine if you had a group of people who are interested in local fresh food on the island, and you own that group. There's a ton of people in there. Another cool thing you could do is all of your CSA members, if you're a CSA-based farm, instead of just having an email list, maybe you do that too, but you say, "Hey, come join our community. We've got a CSA Facebook group. You can meet other people in your area who are also interested in supporting fresh local food, and you can we'll share some events with you, and community potlucks, stuff like that. You're going to hear about that from there. We'll post pictures in there. Another group idea, this niche farming education. Maybe you slaughter pigs and do charcuterie, and you sell a recurring product. And I'll share more examples on that. You share a recurring product, and people pay to be a part of that. Or you could have a free group that feeds into a paid group. That's generally what smart marketers are doing here. So monetization ideas. You have a large Facebook group of organic or local eaters. You can sell food. You can sell advertising. You can charge other people to post about their food. You sell education. If here's an ebook or a video course. Sell memberships. There's going to be ongoing support. Those sort of things. So you can make a lot of money from Facebook groups, and I don't see too many farmers doing that. And that's where most of my money has been made, so that's why I start with that first. If people have more questions about that, I can talk about that in the FAQ. So here's an example of a product that you can sell. It's Richard Perkins, Regenerative Agriculture. What I like, he sells an ebook, and I'm going to talk more about that, but what I like is he's got 149 euros per month, recurring monthly subscription, selling online training, lifetime access, and I'm not sure how he does it, but most marketers selling a product like this will do the actual delivery through Facebook group because that's the way to do it. So you have a private Facebook group. Imagine if you had 50 people paying you 150 a month or 200 a month. It's like an extra 10,000 a year or 100,000 a year, right? Who would want that? That'd be nice. Okay, let's talk about Facebook paid ads. This is also a huge thing, and it made me a lot of my money. I use the Facebook ads to sell the Facebook group. So something to think about this. A nice thing about Facebook ads is it works without you. Farming's extremely laborious, so you really want to be able to leverage things that will work without you, things that are more automated or funnels, and I like that you can pay money and it will do the work for you. Costs money, so something you want to know if you're running paid ads is what is your customer lifetime value? If you win a restaurant contract, you sell to restaurants, what is that lifetime value of that contract? It's not just that week that you sell $100 of produce, but every week you're selling $400 of produce. Every year you're selling $20,000. Is that right? $20,000 of produce, and maybe half of that is, like 2/3 of that is overhead. So you have like 7,000. So you could pay $6,000 on ads, and you wouldn't profit off that, right? You wouldn't want to pay that much. Ideally, you want to get $4 for every dollar you spend on ads. So you'd be happy to pay $2,000 to get a new restaurant contract, and you could do that. You can target a location and interest. You can target the people who work in a specific or earn a specific amount of money, or geo ads. You could target people who are in this within a mile of this area. You could run a Facebook ad just to people at the Farmers Union convention right now, and you can do it for really cheap because you're not competing with that many other people for this market. So Facebook ads really cool. So let's talk about Facebook pages. I feel like this is a mistake that rookie marketers make, is they spend too much time caring on their Facebook pages. Facebook pages are okay for branding, but really it's just a vessel for paid ads. There's not attention on Facebook pages. There's not really a reason to have a big following on Facebook. There's not really a reason to be posting on Facebook that much. A group's much more powerful. Instagram is much more powerful. The reason why is just because the algorithm doesn't give very much attention to Facebook pages. When I was out of college and I was into social media, I built my Facebook page to 10,000 followers, and that was great. But then Facebook rolled out Facebook ads, and Facebook ads took the space in the feed that Facebook pages had been. So now with the Facebook page, you need to pay money to even reach your own audience most of the time. So it's not worth a whole lot of time. You can put your branding up, but really it's better as a vessel for paid ads. And I'm not saying do nothing with it, but just don't give it a lot of attention or energy. I don't think it's necessary. It's probably not going to be a big money maker for most of you. Instagram is huge. There's so much attention there, and it's great for farming because farming is visually pleasing. A good food is aesthetic, and farmers have great daily lives, so you can share a day in the life, and you can use that to sell whatever you're trying to sell, or raise the attention that you want to raise the awareness, raise the supply, or make the sell the membership stuff. Instagram personally has not been a big money maker for me. It's been more for making connections like that helped me be here. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because I wouldn't consider myself an expert on that. YouTube, I like YouTube. I've sold a lot through YouTube. What's unique about YouTube is there's two nice things. One is you build trust and liking, like immense trust and liking. People theorize that in order for people to spend $1,000 with you, they need to spend an hour watching your content or something like that. The only way people are going to get to an hour watching your content is you put out long form content. YouTube is the way to do it. It is a lot of work, and it's definitely not necessary or not necessarily for everyone, but it's nice for that. And then the other reason is you get discovered through YouTube. Unlike most other social media, your posts have a shelf life of just a couple days. YouTube, your posts can have a shelf life of 8, 10 years, right? People still find your posts years later and will discover you, log time with you, and become interested in you, and go find you on other avenues, buy your product, and so YouTube's great if you're willing to spend the time. One tip I would say is that editing is overrated. It takes so much time. It's not necessarily worth it. I mean, it's better to edit your videos, but it's like you don't have time as a farmer to be doing that too. So email still works. You have newsletters. A really powerful thing though is automation. A traditional funnel, which maybe I'll make a slide on this. But you do a free giveaway, like here's my free tips, and you opt into my newsletter. And then anything that saves time, right? Leverage. You give email automation where it sends them a free email every day for 60 days, giving them some sort of education and maybe selling a product. But what's really nice about email is that you own that connection. You own that list of names and emails, whereas it's not really a big security risk, but Facebook could die, or they could block your account. Instagram could block your account. You own that email list. So that's a nice thing to have for security. It still works though. People still do check their email. I don't necessarily love email marketing, but it's made me money too. So crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is interesting. Let me tell you what I like and don't like about crowdfunding and what I see it being successful for. Um, I don't necessarily love, there's times to do it. I don't necessarily love crowdfunding as a just donate to me sort of thing. It tends to do much better when you're pre-selling a product. So when you're building hype around a product and you want to see and you want to sell it before it's out. One nice thing about crowdfunding is it uh, builds on social proof. See other people donate, and one of the people, not only do they donate to buy the thing, but they also get recognized. They get their name put up somewhere, so that benefits off the tribalism thing too. So here's an example. The dude we were talking about before, Richard Perkins, he put out this Kickstarter for this book, an online book, Regenerative Agriculture, and he raised about $1 million for a book, which is incredible. But he's not just asking for money; he's got a great product that he's selling, so he sold a lot of copies of it. Okay, so emerging tools and other options. In 5 years, this talk might be pretty old because of the way that social media changes. There's going to be new tools probably coming up, but just keep in mind it's the same. It's the same stuff in terms of just offering value, giving people, helping people, and letting them know where you are and all that good stuff. And here's an important tip: is identifying your niche, becoming a localized expert is the way to really take advantage of this, right? I mean, you want to be the guy who's got the book on regenerative agriculture, or you want to be the person who raises, slaughters, butchers, and cooks hogs. You want to be the person who does, trellising, mango trellising. Or you want to be, the more specific you are, the easier it is for you to sell what you're doing, basically, because you're the only one who has this particular answer. So it's worth niching in. So here's my hope for the future and what we can do together through social media is make farming cool, make gardening cool, make local fresh cool. I want to make local food a significant percentage. Again, those of you who are doing bigger operations, I respect that, and that's important too. But for the security of our people and environment, reduced carbon cost of food travel, local food is really important, and will do a lot to benefit, make people happy. So now I'm going to open it up for question and answer. You can email me here, you can Facebook me here, you can Instagram me here, Travis D. Wu. If you're watching on YouTube, which I guess is everyone, then please leave your comments down below, and maybe I'll see them before my presentation. I'll try to put up this video before that so I can spark some more ideas for my presentation. So thank you, and check back. I'm probably gonna miss a week of videos, but I'll make it up to you with some videos from the convention, try to do some interviews and stuff like that. So that's all. Much love, and talk to you soon.